Hey, my name is H from Los Angeles. I'm here to tell you my ordeal trying to refinance my house recently. First and foremost, what got me into a predicament like this was essentially just, I had an illness in the family that has been ongoing for about the last 7 years, roughly. It was a pretty serious illness. With over time, the total cost of taking care of that illness, so to speak, has been running, around $75,000. That's out-of-pocket costs. So that's what really put me in a situation because, of course, I was the only person working and still am the only person working. So, that, of course, puts a major financial burden on my finances. So, if you can imagine the medical cost plus a really high mortgage and then everything else combined, it's just almost impossible for me really to get by. So, but most recently I was trying to refinance to take advantage of some of the programs that are out there, and I spoke to my current mortgage company who said that they can offer better deals and there are better programs out there. So we went forward to do that probably around September or October of '08, and we just actually closed the deal the other day, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I really feel like I got screwed by the mortgage company in more ways than one. We first went to finance or reassess the home. They said they won't reassess it, so they came back with something else that really was not in my best interest. Of course, it won't be, but I mean, they really didn't do nothing for me at all, for the most part. Again, I think they just screwed me over even further. So, but we began the process in September, faxed them over the forms. They said they never got them. We went, refaxed them again. They said that we forgot some information, refaxed it again, called up. The lady said that she had them in her hand, so then nobody called us. We went to call them. They said they couldn't find them, so then we did it again, and it was like something in Spanish that we got or something. I mean, it was just all screwed up. We went back and forth so many times, and each time, you know, um, the process is getting prolonged, so I'm still paying that high rate. Ironically enough, also while we were going through this, we had somebody from their company telling us not to make a payment, because they have to close the old loan, which I guess traditionally when you're refining or financing a home, you don't make that first monthly payment. So long story short, time had gone by. They never called us back. We were trying to get in contact with them. We could never get in contact with them. It was a fiasco. We actually had to find them on the internet through some hate page or whatever it was. And we were actually given a contact number by somebody who was commenting about them and how much they can't stand that company. I wish I would have known that beforehand. But, so we finally got in contact with their headquarters in Florida because we were getting phone calls from India and nobody could put us in contact with anyone that we needed to speak to. So after explaining the situation to them, he assured that we'll get the paperwork ASAP. And we did get it ASAP. But in the meantime of the process, because they lost it, not only am I out money, they also told us not to make payments, that we started getting collections phone calls from them, um, saying that we were past due several months and all this and that. When we explained to them that that's what we were told to do, not to make the payment, and then we couldn't get in contact with them, resolve like what the hell are we supposed to do next? Where's the paperwork? We're not making payments. We couldn't get in touch with anyone. So, long story short, they really said they couldn't help us, and they were helping us, as much as they can, and put us in a really bad loan that now, is a 30-year based on a 40 with a balloon payment. So I'm supposed to pay off this loan in 30 years, and at the same time, after the term is done, I got to make one balloon payment of $250,000, as long as my payments from this point on are on time, which then, if they're not, means it's going to be higher. So, and then I asked him, I said, well, what about, fixing the loan in a way for us to benefit us a little bit more because of the nonsense they put us through, that we're in collections now, and they're saying that we owe 4 months, back mortgage payments when we were told not to do it by them. And now because of that also, they reported me to a collection agency, and my credit is being affected by this. So if I went to try to refinance through another company, they're essentially telling me, or they're actually looking at my credit, which is going to be dinged by this company. So, just overall, this whole entire process with going, trying to do this stuff and whatnot has been just so complicated, so screwed up. And after it's all said and done, I have or am being really screwed by these people because, like I said, They say we owe them money when they told us not to make a payment. My interest or my credit score is going to be screwed up now because they told us not to make a payment and then put us into collections, and then the loan that they just totally gave us is just a totally bogus deal. I mean, 30-year payments and then a $250,000 balloon payment is just a bunch of BS. So that's pretty much how this mortgage stuff is going, I would imagine, for a lot of people. And it would be really good to see that somebody finally puts an end to this nonsense.